Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to discuss a way of playing Black Ops Cold War that is slowly rising in popularity because it's one of the best places to go for weapon leveling as well as completing challenges on your way to dark matter. Here we are on Miami, which of course is a map that is almost universally bashed for not being that good, playing Combined Arms Assault, which is a game mode that I tried during the beta and ultimately did not like because it felt like a scuffed version of Battlefield, but I will be the first to admit that I was wrong. I was definitely wrong here because Combined Arms Assault is actually quite fun when you look at it from the perspective of turning off your brain and trying to complete challenges. Over the past few nights, I've done pretty much every sniper challenge there is to do in the game, even with the dreaded 50 cal, which is so painfully bad. Like, I get from a balance perspective, they don't want the 50 cal to be too good because it has a faster fire rate, therefore it would outshine the bolt actions, but there has to be a much happier medium they can reach because this thing is painfully bad, but at least while playing Combined Arms Assault, it's usable because of how long these sightlines actually are. Now, for you veteran Call of Duty players, you'll recognize Combined Arms Assault as War from Call of Duty World at War, but the thing about it here in this game, especially on Miami, is if both teams are even mildly matched, then the games last forever. Like, I'm literally talking about 30 to 45 minute long games, so basically even Timmy No Thumbs can drop 100 kills in this game mode. I think my friend James got something close to 250 kills in his very first match playing this, and all he was doing was going for long shots and challenges with the RPD. I'm averaging myself like 120 kills or something like that, and I'm only using snipers in this game mode. Like, when I play this game mode, I go there so I can try to unlock different sniper challenges, get the 5 kill streaks, get the long shots, get the double kills, so on and so forth, and even then I'm averaging like 120 kills on Miami because the matches themselves are so insanely long. I would say that outside of Nuketown and of course playing hardcore, this is definitely the best place to go if you want to complete some of the more frustrating challenges on your way to dark matter, which is basically all I've been doing lately because even though Season 1 is good, I enjoy the content that we have here in Season 1, there is something burning at my soul that makes it so I can't really enjoy the game until I get dark matter. Like, I have this drive within me that just wants to complete all the camo challenges in multiplayer, and then once that happens, I can finally, use the good guns and use the guns I actually think are really fun, but until then, I'm basically using snipers and light machine guns and all the launchers and things like that, which is sometimes very frustrating. I think at times I should just take a break from the dark matter grind and go back to playing normally because it can definitely get frustrating facing sweats all the time with skill-based matchmaking while you're trying to use a 50 cal. But at least now we have another way of going about getting those challenges done without having to constantly rely on playing on Nuketown and of course having to rely on playing hardcore, especially for those of you out there who don't enjoy hardcore. Because this game mode is 12v12, air support can be wildly powerful as well if it's not immediately killed with an air patrol, though as the community gets more and more acquainted with this game mode, I'm noticing more and more people running air patrol, so don't expect every kill streak to pop off all the time like you're seeing with the AC-130 on your screen right now. Overall, I would say that this is a pretty fun game mode if you just want to turn your brain off and complete challenges, and in fact, it feels a lot like Ground War used to in the older Call of Duty games, especially when you're playing on Miami. The other Combined Arm maps feel much more, like I said, like a scuffed version of Battlefield, but thankfully, they're pretty good for destroying vehicles, for going for launcher challenges, but aside from that, I really enjoy Miami much more than the other Combined Arms maps. I think if there's one thing we've learned from them adding Miami into the Combined Arms map rotation, it's that fans have a lot of fun with big team game modes, but not necessarily when tanks, jeeps, zip lines, and dirt bikes are involved, right? I'm sure there are some people that really enjoy that gameplay style, for sure, everybody's different, but I think a lot of old school fans just enjoy playing game modes that have more than 6 players on either team without having gimmicks like attack boats and other vehicles getting in the way. This really harkens back to the old school glory days of Ground War in games like Modern Warfare 2, Black Ops 1, and Black Ops 2, and I think that's why I enjoy the game mode so much, specifically when we're playing on Miami. I wanted to make this video to encourage all of you to try out Combined Arms Assault, and if you see Miami in the map rotation, definitely go for it. Maybe if it's not in the map rotation, back out, because because like I said, these matches are like 30 to 45 minutes long, and it actually makes Miami a pretty enjoyable map. I've been enjoying it a lot over the course of the past couple of nights, and it's really helped accelerate the grind for Dark Matter, but I also think it brings up an interesting discussion about game modes here within Black Ops Cold War and how this precedent may affect the future of the Call of Duty franchise. We've obviously seen much less of a focus on 6v6 content in this year's game, with a lot of development time going towards things like combined arms and gunfight and now subsequently face-off. We basically have all these super big team game modes that often have vehicles in them, which is definitely off-putting, and then we have 6v6, and then we have 2v2, and then we have 3v3. It's like they've compartmentalized the Black Ops Cold War multiplayer into all these different areas with the idea that fans should explore everything if they really want to enjoy the game, but I'm not sure how well that's working out, because, well, yes, I do enjoy playing things like Combined Arms Assault as well as 2v2 Gunfight. There is certainly a huge number of people out there who just want to play 6v6, and for the developers to focus on the classic 6v6 content that got Call of Duty to where it is today. I think the best way to handle a situation like this is to push out as much content as possible. Basically, we just need a lot more maps, because right now, we have most of the maps that are going to be coming with Season 1, which is going to be lasting for about 2 more months. I think maybe we have one more 6v6 map coming, and of course a new Fireteam map, which is a whole other aspect of the game I haven't even mentioned yet. And looking at it from that perspective, it really does seem like Treyarch is stretching themselves thin. I'm all for Treyarch trying to give players as many choices as possible when it comes to gameplay and different ways to experience the game itself, especially when the game is cross-platform and therefore player population isn't going to be an issue. But I think the best way to make everybody happy with the community so divided across so many different ways of playing is to make sure that each game mode is cared for and receives a lot of content. With Season 2, I feel as though the ideal situation would be for them to release maybe 4 or 5 new 6v6 maps, as well as 2 or 3 new gunfight maps, 1 or 2 more combined arms maps, as well as at least 1 new Fireteam map. I think if that were to happen, then everybody would be really happy, though honestly, I think that's pretty unrealistic. I'm suggesting we get like 8 new maps in a given season, when historically, we only get 4 total maps per DLC update, and that of course isn't including zombies. Man, I would say going back to it, stretching themselves thin is a perfect way to describe Treyarch right now, because they're trying to push and support 6v6, 12v12, 2v2/3v3, Fireteam, as well as zombies, all at the same time. Right, that's gotta be pretty difficult for them, but I would say, if they do actually add more maps across the board, then this would be one of the most ideal content experiences that we've ever seen in the Call of Duty franchise. Remove things like skill-based matchmaking, remove things like weapon balance, and so on and so forth, from a content perspective and different ways to actually interact with the game. If you look at it from that perspective, this would be pretty much the most ideal Call of Duty experience ever, because there's so many different ways to play the game. The only thing holding that back is whether or not they can release enough maps to make all these different game modes enjoyable for the people that really enjoy playing maybe one specific mode. If you are a combined arms only person, you're probably bored of playing on the same 4 maps. If you're a 6v6 guy, you're probably bored of playing on the same, 7 or 8 maps, something like that. If you're a Fireteam guy, you're definitely bored of the 2 maps that we have so far. Right, so overall, they just really need to add more maps, and I feel as though people are going to be very happy. And as always, we're just going to have to wait and see how things are going to play out as we continue on here in Season 1, and then, of course, make our way into Season 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... I think that's it. I think there's only 6 seasons. Maybe, I can't quite remember, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how they're going to handle trying to balance all these game modes at the exact same time. But as always, I'll be here with you guys every step of the way as new updates come out, as new seasons release, and as new things are happening to the Call of Duty franchise. But until then, I'm going to wrap up this video. Basically, just wanted to say that Combined Arms Assault on Miami is actually a super fun way to play the game. It's a new experience if you want to continue the grinding towards Dark Matter, or even your weapon levels, or even your player levels. It's a pretty good way to go about that. I hope you guys all enjoyed today's video. If you did, consider leaving a like. Thank you all so much for listening, and I hope you guys all have a wonderful day.